Well, look, here's something about Stargirl from Cosmic Book News. Stargirl poster confirms heroes and villains. Well, perhaps the only interesting aspect of the Stargirl series, which I'm afraid will probably be just another Supergirl, and teen soap opera type thing. And that's pretty much all CW knows how to do. Anyway, but the only interesting aspect was the Justice Society would play a role in the story, and appears to be quite a role. So anyway, we'll get to this. So they revealed the official poster, and I'll show it in a bit. But here we have a list of the characters. So Courtney Whitmore, Stargirl, of course. Pat Dugan, Stripe. Luke Wilson. Yolanda Montez. Yeah, now this was a version of Wildcat. The original Wildcat's a man, but he was succeeded by this woman. And the first time she appeared was in The Crisis on Infinite Earths, the comic book series, not the stupid crossover. So there you go. That's the version that'll be there. I am assuming they'll make a nod or mention of the original, but for the most part, for the series, the Yolanda Montez version will be Wildcat. Barbara Whitmore, Amy Smart, yeah, she'll be there. Sylvester Pemberton, Starman. So instead of being the Star Spangled Kid, he will be, I guess, the current Starman, or rather, he will appear to have been Starman, and the torch will be passed to Stargirl. I think that's how the story will go. So whether or not he'll be a regular or not, or just be in the pilot, we'll see. But yeah, pretty much that. Beth Chapel. Beth, what are you saying? Yes, Dr. Midnight. Again, after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, along with Wildcat and Hourman, they had these new replacements, and for Dr. Midnight, a black woman was the new Dr. Midnight. That didn't seem to last very long. And they just, like they always do, went back to the originals. But I'm guessing, it's kind of interesting that they debut the series after they've done this, crossover series. So I guess they're doing more nods to the material than you would have expected. I mean, it's an old setup from, late 80s and whatnot. But anyway, there you go. Rick Tyler, Our Man. And I'm assuming that's based on the same one, the version that appeared after the Crisis. Miss Brooks, Tigress. Now, this will be one of the villains, and she'll be in there. Dr. Henry King, Brainwave. Yeah, Brainwave was a constant villain with, Infinity Incorporated, which is what this is starting to sound more like. And Infinity Incorporated was basically the second generation, or the children, rather, of the Justice Society. So they seem to be toying with this a bit, but, I guess we'll only get a few, probably not the whole story, but anyway. Jordan Mockett, I don't know, Icicle. So they had one version of Icicle in The Flash with Killer Frost and all that, but now it appears they'll have their own version here, and this will be more of the villain, who appeared quite a bit in old Justice League stories and whatnot, and with the Justice Society. But they would do these crossovers, whatnot. That's more what I'm familiar with him, where they had the villains of Earth 1 and Earth 2 team up and that sort of thing. Dr. Ito, Dragon King. This character I'm not familiar with at all, but he's going to be one of the villains in the story. But I do know Sportsmaster Croc. Sportsmaster. And I believe Sportsmaster and Tigress were an item or something like that. At least the stories I read. But he's just really good at sports. And so he'll be one of the villains. So there you go. So let's look at the poster. Okay, so there's the big robot, which is the robot version of Stripesy, because I guess he's too old to really be that character. But it was the weird thing where the Star Spangled Kid was the teenage superhero, but his sidekick was an adult man. And then later on, when Stargirl came along, yeah, she had this giant robot as a sidekick. I believe that's how that went. Didn't really keep up with it that much. So there's Dr. Midnight. Now, the Beth Chapel version, she didn't have the same costume. It was a yellow and black costume. And I would have rather they do that, you know, and have her own version of it rather than just wearing Dr. Midnight's clothes. But, doesn't look blind there, does she? I might want to put some shades in those shades. Now here, Yolanda Montez, she, from what I can see here, she does look exactly like the comic book. Well, you know, as close as you can get. I mean, basically it's like Halloween costume advertisement. But yeah, that's pretty close to what the character looks like. You know, it's Catwoman. Yeah, I know, but that's pretty much the look that she had. This is not the look of the Hour Man, at least in the late 80s. I don't know if maybe he did stick around, and he, you know, because later on they had versions of Hour Man that did look similar to the original, but this is more in keeping with the original design of the original Hour Man. And, you know, I would have thought they would go for his own design, but, well, they didn't. And, again, looks like a cheap Party City Halloween costume. Hey, you might want to do something about that. I don't know. So here's the villains. Yeah, here's Tigress. This doesn't look anything like she looked. I mean, she has little tiger stripes on her shorts. But, you know, there you go. This has got to be Icicle, because, you know, he's all icy and whatnot. And that's it. I don't know who these others are. I'm guessing he's Sportsmaster. It looks like he has some kind of, I don't know. This must be the dragon guy. And I don't know who you are. Let's see, who was the other? Oh, he might be Brainwave. He doesn't look anything like Brainwave. Nope. For one thing, he's got hair. Yeah. Well, there was another version of Brainwave who was actually, you know, more or less a good guy, I believe. But he just had these big bulging eyes. But, he had a full head of hair. So, yeah. So they don't look anything like the characters they're based on, which is odd considering they're trying to look like them. Maybe they'll work on that. This, boy, something out of one of the old dumb Power Rangers show. Oh, well, what do you know? Well, you know, we'll see. Boy, if it follows in the mode of Supergirl, I'm going to drop this like a, something in the bowl and flush it. So there you go. The Justice Society will play a role in this series. They've already got them cast and outfitted and all that stuff. I'm thinking, might want to wait for the Black Adam movie to get a better version of the Justice Society. This show can only hope to be kind of cheesy fun, but only the Flash so far has achieved that. The rest of them, well, you know. So, but I'm not really liking the look of it. The robot looks cool. I guess, you know, Wildcat can work. They need to work on Hour Man and Dr. Midnight here. And maybe that's like their precursor outfits and they'll evolve into their own. But, yeah, it looks too much like Party City Halloween. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you, most notably my comic book Night Night. And you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. Oh, yeah. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.